Jakarta, Indonesia, as we head over for the Mobile Masters quarterfinals, day number 1. Let's head over to game number 1.
Oh, early aggression already, Ogwin. Getting the knockup. Luke coming down as well. That's going to be the Blaze Surge. Locking Ogwin down for a bit. Good Sanguine Claw to disengage for Team Falcons. BIGETRON Esports are back to farming. Annabelle with the killing spree. Ogwin, has already used that flick.
Okay, we're going to wait for that level 4 power spike, I think, really soon to get a little bit more of, sight as to how Team Falcons are going to be playing around these neutral objectives. But the same can be said about BIGETRON. Technically, they do have the Jawhead. We're looking at the emblems now. Does anything stand out?
This is a safer path, I would say, for Iman, going in for the weapon mastery on the Irithel. I think for the most part, we are used to seeing Iman go for aggressive master assassins in lane, especially when he knows that he has a lane advantage. Here on the Irithel against the Granger, you would expect him to go for master assassin, so the fact that he's gone for weapon mastery means that, he's taking it a bit safer. He wants to play with the team instead of going in alone.
And technically, I think he also knows that at the end of the day, he's going to be that guiding factor. Wait a second, already rotation onto Flap TZ in the top side. Should be able to get out, so just a little bit of damage protruding onto him. I don't think that's going to force a recall, so I think BIGETRON, we're looking for a way to have a bigger say as to how these neutral objectives will go.
Okay, for the airstrike coming down as well up top. It's going to be a full dive, but it's going to be first blood over for Miranda. Annabelle walking up, gets the Soul Sever count. TZ taken down too. A good start for the Red Robots.
That's huge, right? This means they have full control over the neutral objective. So despite them unable to get Flap TZ earlier on, the way that Team Falcons re-engaged into that wasn't as great, and now they're going to lose control.
It was a questionable initiation. Unstoppable force. Good flicker out from Flap TZ. Tyrant's Revenge again from Ogwin with the rage too, but there's no one there to follow it up. Luke's still able to disengage. And 2 times now we've seen Ogwin tunnel vision to look for Luke of all members.
Is this... Wait a second, Light.
Ejector, Blade Surge, another kill to Annabelle. 2-0 up now, BTR.
Wow, 1,000 gold lead already in the first 3 minutes of the game, and this is what we were talking about earlier on. For the airstrike onto Few.
Oh!
What?
A solo kill for Moreno in the mid lane. Wow!
Moreno on this Barca has been delivering 2-0-2 so far. And again, right, going back to the way that we were talking about Falcons, the fact that BIGETRON Esports are the one that's holding on to control in this early stage of the game might be imperative to how BTR take this. Let's hope they don't go for the tilt. We do see a charge coming through from Ogwin. Doesn't necessarily commit onto it. They're waiting patiently though. But BIGETRON still holds that 1,500 gold lead.
What a phenomenal start to the game from BIGETRON Esports. All of us were talking about, again, Team Falcons having the edge in this matchup, but BTR, again Luke, able to get the ejector there with the help of Light. Gets the punch down and now a kill. It feels like a completely different team to what we saw in the group stages, Eterna.
They woke up and chose violence, right? They're proving everyone wrong here. 2,000 gold lead now for BIGETRON Esports. They had a very, I would say, risky draft with them, going for the Farsa, but I guess when they're making skirmishes like this, where they're not committing to a full 5v5 team fight, the dive that Team Falcons had onto BIGETRON Esports doesn't necessarily pose a risk to what they're doing. And we can see that happening all over the map. It's always been Moreno and Light looking for kills with Luke as well. It's also reflected onto their KDA, and I think Annabelle should be leading 1 level, by the way.
Ogwin's charging, but the turtle has just been bursting. Now Ogwin still decides to go in, gets pinned down now, but BTR... You would expect BTR to go in there. When you see a questionable engage, you think BTR probably going to take it, but they don't.
Wait, did Moreno commit to that boot? That boot choice? He went for more movement speed.
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
And Eterna, this is playing out exactly how you mentioned for Team Falcons. You said momentum is important. It's crucial for Falcons in terms of in-game, right? Early on, they got to get a lead. And if they don't get a lead, this is what we're used to seeing. And that's what we're seeing right now is Light is able to wait and in that bush for Ogwin to walk up. Luke escaping again. Disciplined maneuvers from BIGETRON.
I guess at this point, Team Falcons, they have to wait on Few. Baptiste onto Annabelle. Annabelle's not having the best of time as well on his rotations.
I think it's been fine. He's gotten 2 turtles rotating up top. getting the waves as well, just matching up. So far, I think it's been good. After the 5th minute mark, you would expect your jungler to rotate to the other side of the map to farm up while your XP becomes the secondary roamer, or technically the real roamer. Lies more to the pickoff dude. The engage will be coming through Luke. That's when you see these big initiations, and he is level 8. He is looking for that pick. He has a Thunder Belt, and he stacked it quite a bit.
Okay, now we're looking at the gold leaderboard. We are seeing that Super Marco is falling a little bit behind, but not too much. Should be able to get to that power spike quicker. Eman, 4,200. It's not bad either for Eman, actually.
No, it's been amazing. I think for the entire team of BIGETRON Esports, the first 6 minutes of the game has gone their way completely. In the laning phase again, for Eman, it's even better for him. Yes, he's not winning out in the lane completely. He's not getting solo kills, but the Irithel just needs to farm up, especially with his choice of emblems, Weapon Mastery. He can just wait for those item power spikes, and once it hits, it's going to hit real hard.
And farming they shall, already having some damage onto the upper side of the map. But you can see the rotations coming through. That's a concealed play coming through.
Uh-oh, flicker out from Few already early on as Kaltisi still holds on to there. Luke gonna be caught again, but it's only just Luke as Eman dives into the back with a heavy crossbow. Annabelle caught in the back as well. Flapteezy picks up the kill. Eman still going for the free hits, but it's only onto Ogwen. Team Falcons, one team fight, and they are back.
Yeah, 2-0 trade, ladies and gentlemen. Team Falcons are going to be able to pick up the neutral objective as well. And that was considering Kaltisi was 2 levels below, so that pick onto Annabelle was huge. It was an amazing way to kind of turn things around for Team Falcons PH.
Great way. Initially, you saw again Ogwen target Luke in the skirmish, but it was kind of a distraction for the rest of the team to just pile onto Annabelle. Well, BTR again were scattered. LaFell did mention this. When BTR get the lead, they want to play for those scattered team fights, and that's what you get when you get read out, right? Falcons PH were able to just stick as a unit together and focus down these members before BIGETRON could take control.
And you can see now Eman just farming it out in the bottom side of the map. There's a rotation coming through from Team Falcons. Super Marco going to be able to pick up that turret, but it should be traded back by Irithel, by Eman in the bottom side of the map. So again, both of these teams are playing it well. They're utilizing their macro. BIGETRON builds.
Alright, let's take a look at the item builds. That's the Haas Claws with the Windtalker. So prioritizing a bit more mobility over the usual early power spike for the Irithel, right? You would expect Haas Claws, Berserker's Fury. That's a conceal from Light. Ogwen's in the bush, reads it out, pops the conceal. Light's gonna be looking for it as well, but won't be able to find it. So Team Falcons have read out their rotation completely. Ogwen goes in for Charge Revenge. Luke will be able to go for the pin down with Fist Crack too. A lot of resources placed down the ejector to disengage. Kaltisi obliterated Eman there. And now the shots are coming down with the Feathered Airstrike locking onto Kaltisi. It's Flap going in deep to cancel it out.
And that's the damage from the Lucas. This is one of the heroes that have been highly contested pick for Team Falcons. Kaltisi has utilized this multiple times, and you can see the comfort really reflected through his playstyle. Eman gets completely shattered out. Team Falcons are going to be able to pick up that turret as well in the mid lane, and they should have one member up, as they are going to be the ones to be able to get to this Lord first. Light is in the vicinity, looks for some information. But Team Falcons don't necessarily go for the commit here. They needed to clear in that bottom side of the map first. Annabelle level 13. Meanwhile, Kaltisi is at level 12. So Annabelle has a little bit of an advantage when it comes down to the 50-50.
And the gold lead is getting crazy for Super Marco. That 1,200 gold lead that you see for Team Falcons, mostly it's on Super Marco, who's currently 2,000 gold ahead against Eman. If the airstrike gets used up onto Flapteezy of all people. Fist Crack 2, Light goes in for the ejector. A big blunder for BTR. Ogwen walks in, Light is down. And it's Super Marco who gets another sack on the Sky Piercer.
Those were a lot of resources utilized only to take him down. And Team Falcons, they know it. They were able to turn things around, take Light out. But it seems like Kaltisi doesn't want to go for it just yet. Focus on getting the purple buff first. Wait a second, that's a catch.
Uh-oh, Tar's Revenge and the Rage plus everything there. Both the L's of BTR taken down Light, and then Luke a free lord over to Team Falcons.
Unfortunate stuff for BIGETRON. 2,000 gold lead in the first, 5 minutes of the game, and now we're down to 10 minutes. And Team Falcons are the ones holding on to the advantage. 2,000 gold lead for them. They have a Lord on the way as well. Very, very messy team fight. And this was one of the things that we did kind of mention during our pre-show and, you know, leading to this game. The fact that BIGETRON Esports in these team fights, what's the call? They're so scattered. The allocation of skills as well has been a problem throughout the Snapdragon Pro Series Mobile Masters. And the same problem is what we're seeing here in this first game.
Going into the Flap TZ, again, we saw a very clean Bigetron in the early game.
Yeah.
That was actually the uncharacteristic BTR. Right now we're seeing more of the BTR we saw in the group stages. Very indecisive, making these desperate plays out of nowhere as well. And we saw that up against Flap TZ when the gold lead wasn't that far off. It was only 1,200 in total for Team Falcons. They decided to jump in and all in onto the guy the Falcons would want you to all in on.
Now, the airstrike already opened up and be able to clear in the wave. There is still... Okay, the shield goes down.
Ooh.
Wait a second.
Two-man stun from Luke. No one there to follow it up, though. Disconnected. BTR Amon! Very low. Gets shot down by Super Marco. Threading the needle, finding the shot. Just barely out of range, but catches it with the Sky Piercer.
And that's a double kill given over to Super Marco as well. He's sitting at 5-0-2. Look at the gold lead instantly go higher for Team Falcons. The charge is there.
Another feather airstrike, this time to clear out the wave. They'll be able to do so, but they won't be able to keep the turret in the mid lane alive. Now again is Super Marco walking up. Rhapsody, that's Sonata. Another base turret falling to the hands of Super Marco as Annabelle is left to just go and clear out those waves.
First Lord, 2 inhibitor turrets. Super worth it now for Team Falcons. What is Luke? Why?
He was looking for a play there, you know, a comeback play, but the rest of the team was not. It's the disconnect of Bigetron Esports.
Always. We always see that happening. Either it's on Light or it's on Luke, but it's always these two players that seem to be not on the same page. Again, I don't know if it's a call thing, I don't know if it's a communication thing, but they don't commit to one another, and this is the result that we're getting, right? Very scattered team fights. They're giving over kills back into the enemy line. Team Falcons now 5,800 gold lead. Super Marco full item as well, by the way. Hunter Strike, Sky Piercer, the Malefic Roar, and he already has the Wind of Nature to boot.
That's a 4,000 gold lead for the gold lane. Well, 3,600, but what the hell? That's ridiculous, Super Marco. Wow, Wind of Nature already, Sky Piercer. 4 sacks probably already? That's a Sea Halberd and the Malefic Roar, so even the front lines won't be able to take this damage from Super Marco. At this point, Few, Kaltizi, they're just supporting damage. It's all about Super Marco as we get into the 13th minute of the game.
And right now, Oman has to clear that top side turret as well. The minions are still pushing in favor of Team Falcons PH because of the lack of inhibitor turret. Wait a second.
Again, you can see Ogun walking up, able to find Light there with the time badge and the range of the back line. It's going to be a flicker out for Miranda. Luke gunned down by Super Marco. And Team Falcons get everything. Am out of the bush. Recall safely, almost got caught by a raging Kaltizi.
That was so close. What? If he got taken down, this would end up much, much worse. Still though, Bigetron Esports are functioning on hyperdrive here as they have to try and look for a defense without Luke as well as Light. It's 9 seconds for him to respawn back into the game.
Wind of Nature still available for Super Marco. Great response from BTR there. You saw the angle. No Wind of Nature for Super Marco, but they still have a big Lord coming down. Oh, Gwen taking out Annabelle. Finding the assassination to the side, dodging away from the Sanguine Claws as well, as that's going to be the mid lane with the Lord dealt with. Bottom lane, it's a turret siege down by Falcons very slowly, but surely. 3 base turrets down, Iman going in again. Flap TZ goes in for a bit more damage. Further airstrike, burning him down. The glowing wand tick is on him, but he gets to the bush in time.
And he gets out. 1-0 trade in that particular siege coming in from Team Falcons. And Bigetron Esports are still looking for their ground, still looking for their momentum to take things back. But again, with 6,000 gold deficit on the side of Bigetron Esports, the way that Super Marco is currently farming as well. Annabelle's looking for a kill over. For information, Luke is still there, so he should be able to get out fine. What do they rely on now for Bigetron? Do they wait for the power spike coming from Iman? I mean, technically he already has 4 items.
The thing is about we gotta talk about that power spike, right? For Iman, he's already hit the power spike. He's on the way to a win in nature. That will certainly help him in the late game. But the thing is, he doesn't really have a lot of penetration. So Kyle TZ, Ogwen, Flap TZ, they're gonna be big problems for Iman as we get for actually the whole team of Bigetron, because yeah, they have no way of shredding down these frontliners. What they have is a way to dive into the backline. If they do get that, then yes, that GDS with the Wind Talker for Iman will be massive in terms of being able to actually try to kill Super Marco. But if they don't get that very specific win con under their belt, I fail to see how they're going to get through this front to back of Team Falcons.
I mean, technically, Anavel is building the Malefic Roar, right? And he was the one to take down Ogwen earlier. Is that another solution maybe to Bigetron Esports, not completely relying onto Eman?
I mean, it's a way to deal more damage, right? I mean, more poke. You can use the Queller to poke with the Malefic Roar. You do more damage to him. But in the late game, you're going to have to rely on your goal laner for the most part to be the one dealing out damage to the front line. The fact that they have gone for kind of like an assassin build for this Irithel means they don't want to. They don't want to go and deal with the frontliners first, which is, again, very risky. Maybe if they had a Lo Yi, could have been less risky because that's what the playstyle is. Currently, it relies heavily on execution. That's what it means.
So they're looking for some sort of pick-off maybe, right? Before they go in for the team fight. So far, they haven't been able to find it, but Light goes in again.
Oh, great flick around. Now Luke, though, able to find them all in the fist crack. It's going to be Ogwen taken very low. Still Anavel in the back as well. Immortality can be popped as Light gets taken down. But Anavel is looking for the kill. Able to find Few. Gets out again. Now it's the kite back from Moreno. A 2-for-1. Few taken down for Light and Anavel.
Anavel was trying his best, man, in the back line, looking for that kill over onto Few. Was able to get it, but the fact that he's traded back means that they don't have any retribution here. Iman looks like he's going for a re-engage.
He already used the heavy crossbow earlier. Does not have the sprint. Super Marco, does he have the win in nature as he jumps back forward? Moreno used the feather airstrike earlier. Flap TZ gaining control again. No retribution for the side of BTR. Iman trying to look for this. Cal TZ is getting whipped down. Now it's going to be Ogwen with the Tarnished Revenge and the Rage, finding Luke to give Marco a legendary, as that's Iman jumping to the back with the Wind of Nature as well. A saving grace perhaps, but Flap TZ is going to chase him down. Now looking for those shots onto Iman. He buys the immortality, but no one's there to save him. Feather airstrike comes in, takes no one down. Super Marco with Kyle TZ gets the last hit down on Moreno. And now it's up to Light and Anavel. Another round of BTR versus Falcons. Anavel walking up. Immortality down for Super Marco. No One in Nature used up as well to shut down for Anavel. He finds the immortality in time. Jumps back in now onto Few. But the Bat Beast damage. That DOT was on it. Bad Impact 2. Meanwhile, the minions in the base will end the game for Team Falcons.
Team Falcons 1-0 now for Bigetron Esports. Very, very messy by BTR there. Eman was looking for that hero play. It was enough for him to buy some time for Anavel to come back in.